welcome to. Oh, this isn't Three Geeks.
Good job, sir. Right off the bat.
I was gonna start right into the Three Geeks intro that you guys do all the time. I think because I was actually watching it earlier, so it's stuck in my head, the little makeshift song. But anyways, welcome to McChats here on McGTV, youtube.com/Mike McGTV. As always, I'm your host, Mike McG, joined once again by fellow Three contributor and interested in all things horror and Z-grade and exploitation related, Dan Baugher. Welcome back, Dan.
And I'm glad to be here, sir.
Oh, I am so glad that you're here today, and I'm glad that we're doing this today because from our last podcast with Dan, we kind of talked a little bit about our, affinity for Z-grade movies or low-grade movies, but also horror movies and how they can kind of combine at times. And we talked about a movie we had watched on our own and decided to comment on a little bit called Vengeance of the Zombies. And from there, Dan was like, you know what? We should just trade back and forth. Like, what's a Z-grade type horror movie that you know? What's a Z-grade type horror movie that I know? Maybe even some good movies here and there. We can trade back and forth every once in a while. And this was his suggestion to me. And very appropriate because it comes from my mother's homeland, the Philippines. And it's from 1983, the year that three glorious things came out now. Return of the Jedi, this movie, and me. So this is called The Killing of Satan from 1983. And this thing is glorious.
Before we do like a synopsis,
Sure.
I was thinking, because I watched this like a couple days ago again to get a refresher, and I was thinking how you could describe it, and I got the idea that this is what would happen if Uwe Boll and Dan Brown somehow created the X-Men.
Yes, that is actually a really good comparison.
Because Magic is pretty much just a crappy Magneto.
Yeah, it's like everyone's got mutant powers.
Yeah.
The Uwe Boll thing, it's like there are points where this does kind of feel like a very loose adaptation of something. Like I can see a couple of these being really crappy video game levels from time to time.
Yeah.
And the Dan Browning, I'm trying to think, how would that?
Mostly because he does that like kind of religious thing, but not.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's talking
anyway.
Yeah, it's talking about God and the devil, but really not. What it's really talking about is Gandalf and Gandalf the White and this dude on the title card. So, anyways, that's actually a real.
If you didn't have the DVD, you were missing out on some beautiful cover art.
I saw I when I was looking around for like art for the button here, I saw like I think the original kind of like poster or like the DVD cover spread.
Yeah, it's got Lando on the bottom with like the magic pole.
And in a way, it's the magic pole, which kind of harkens back to a little bit of Star Wars because there are times it glows like a lightsaber. And oh my gosh, so we should get into this a little bit. What are some? Well, I guess you'll share some facts as we go along. Dan actually did research. I just watched the thing and laughed. But this is a 1983 movie about this family or this village of people who, have like healing powers, or it's somehow connected to God, I think, but they're just mutant powers from the looks of it. And one of their wayward sons, I guess, one of their wayward kids, who has gone on to make a life for himself with a family, but then the uncle and the patriarch, I guess, of the other family is at death's door, and so they all call out through God or through telepathy to Lando. And you know this guy's name is Lando because everyone says the name Lando so friggin' much in
Lando
this movie.
San Miguel.
Lando San Miguel. And I gotta say, he's got a kickin' Lando mustache.
Oh yeah. I
So
love that the guy that dubbed him just sounds like so happy all the time.
yeah, like at the most inappropriate times, like jumping ahead a little bit when he tries to look for his daughter in that cage and she's like gone, he's like, hey everybody, you're all okay now. I'm like, your daughter is missing, dude. But he's like, he's got a very Mark Wahlberg from The Happening kind of approach to
Yeah.
line delivery. He's like, hey everybody, we're all okay here. Oh man. But then he gets called back and he brings his family because children at play, people are stupid like that and bring their family along to dangerous things.
Well, he can't leave his family back in the city because the gangs of the guy
Yeah.
who killed. Okay, Lando just got out of jail because he killed a dude in self-defense, I guess.
Yeah. There's a
But
gang related.
but the brother of that guy and like three other dudes show up and shoot him in the head.
And kill
But,
his son. Yeah.
yes, but his uncle, when he was dying, used his last saintly magic power thing to take the bullet out of Lando's head, like in the city, like miles and miles away, and put it in his own head.
And I love how he talks about that matter of factly with what's the other guy's name? The guy who actually knows what's going on, who's like his sidekick. Kenzo?
Yeah,
I think it's Kenzo or something like that.
it could be. Yeah, he's like I was. He's like your uncle died from a bullet wound in the head. It was very strange, and he's like, I was shot in the head.
And he gestures towards his head, like his temple, like, I was shot in the head. How weird. And so that's kind of his hint to like, okay, I gotta revisit here. And they're saying like, you're destined to become our new leader. Uncle has decreed it so, and he has to go out on a boat to find his uncle's corpse, which is out at sea somewhere. And while he's doing that, the Prince of Magic and his posse, the Prince of Magic, who has the best 60s Batman villain costume ever.
Oh yeah.
And can make people just spin around in place, apparently, is his like go-to intimidation power. But he and his posse roll into town, abduct what was her name? Eloisa? Kinso's girlfriend or something, or Kinso's like, are they related? I can't remember what exactly the connection was between them.
It was Lando's daughter and his cousin, I think.
His cousin, okay, yeah. It was his cousin, his daughter. They abduct them because his daughter has been chosen to be the bride for Satan, the Prince of Magic's master. And Satan,
that was one of the weakest parts, I think, to me, because they go into this cave, right, and they take the girl, and it's like, oh, great master, come in front of us, right? So you're waiting for this like scary Satanist show up, and it's this like skinny dude in red tights.
Yep.
It's like, bring me the girl.
And the pitchfork. But then no, that's not his final form, let's say.
No, but it's like the least intimidating Satan you could probably think of.
Mm-hmm. And so with the help of Gandalf the White, who I guess is God, who finds him, and a mute boy,
call him Father.
Father, yeah. Those who know me call me Father. And a mute boy. They give him a Gandalf the White's magic staff, and he goes on to challenge Satan for his daughter's life. And Satan comes dressed to battle like this, like the title card. That is his battle attire.
It's a somewhat more intimidating Satan than he was before.
That's only because we can see his face, and he's got those killer arch eyebrows now. And Yeah, his buddy comes along with him at one point, gets half his face ripped off, which actually kind of looked pretty cool. Um, and then to make sure that let you know that it is an exploitation movie, there's a cage full of naked women because why not? And things get kind of jail baity almost sometimes. And I'm pretty sure maybe a couple of snakes were killed.
Yeah, probably.
it,
Although
it
they 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 do get props from me because the first time he's attacked by snakes, like he just catches one and starts punching it.
That was awesome. I posted a video a while back of a dude who actually does like he goes into like the cobra pit and like picks out cobras for a show, but then if one like starts to get intimidating on him, he just smacks it down. And it reminded me so much because yeah, he grabs this snake, punches it in the face a couple of times, then ties it in a knot. And during that entire shot, I'm not all convinced that's a fake snake. Like maybe it was, but I'm just like something that looks too real right now.
I'm thinking it probably was a fake snake.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with probably.
I'm hoping. But I mean, there are other scenes like at the very end when he's like swatting away snakes. Those are obviously live snakes that he's like just stepping on their heads and everything like that. I'm like, oh my God, man. And so, yeah, fights the devil, happy ending, tsunami, or not tsunami, but like a typhoon or something blows through for about 2 seconds. And family back together, yay. But this is one of those awesome gems of schlocky type film for 1983 too. Holy God. Like we've listed some crazy stuff, but I was taking notes as I was watching this. And if you want like chip in, if you have any factoids or anything like that you'd want to add on as well. First off, yeah, the fact that everyone says this dude's name more than or about the same amount as they say Cabot in that wasn't Cave Dwellers, was it? No, not
No. You're not talking pod people, are you? No.
No. Cabot from what was the MST3K episode where they're all like Cabot, 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 Cabot.
I don't remember.
Anyways, look it up. I'm sure you can find it. MST3K Cabot. They say that dude's name a lot. They say Lando a lot in here. Sometimes like 3 times in a row. Like when he heals his wife's face. He's like, Lando? Lando! Lando.
like 5 people come in, they're all saying Lando.
Yeah, they all say Lando. The dubbing is glorious.
Yeah. And when he's calling out Satan at the end is one of my favorite parts. Because he just goes to the mouth of his cave and he's just like, "Come face me, Satan. Are you a coward, Satan?"
I think the line that got me the most laughs was, "You're yellow, Satan."
Yeah.
I'm like, that's how I'd call out Satan, to be sure. But yeah, Lando's voice, like we mentioned before, is very very warm and friendly for this movie. The gang members, that one dude in the hat.
Yeah, he's using his angry kung fu bad guy voice.
It's like, Lando, come out here, Lando. Like, we know you're in there. We'll just shoot holes in your house, Lando. Oh my God. So everyone loves to say Lando. Mutant powers. What was the other thing? Snake Golem. I remember that one.
Yeah. The snakes when he's going through the cave just turn into weird people with browned out underwear.
And no matter what point of the fight they're at, the snake golem dude is always in the walk like an Egyptian pose. He's ready to do like crane style or something like that, the crane kick, but he's only halfway there with his arms. he keeps that position at all times. One thing that kind of came up for me is, why is Lando the chosen one? Why isn't the other dude in charge? The other dude who clearly knows more and is more competent at doing things?
Because Lando's uncle gave him his power when he died, and his magic words are stronger.
Ah, makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the bullshit that they use to explain it, though.
Though I gotta say, that dude was the most endearing character for me. Just because at one point, I thought at one point it was gonna be like, oh, he's a traitor. He's gonna turn out to be the bad guy or something, or he betrayed everybody. But no, like throughout it all, like his cousin calls him out on being like, do you hate Uncle for not choosing you? He's like, no, I don't hate him. I hate that he's dead. And like he actually like feels bad and he's actually like supportive. So I'm just like, oh, cool. And it's actually, I'm not gonna lie, some of the acting in this, it's hard to tell because it's a dub, but some of the acting, if you base it off of like gestures and facial expressions, some of it's not terrible. That scene where he meets up with the cousin and they have like the tearful reunion, he's like, I'm sorry I failed you and stuff like that. And then she tears half his face off.
Yeah.
When she's like crying, I'm like, I kind of get that. I get that she's like being forced to do this because she's got a black ribbon around her neck, because that's what that means. Mind control. Sure.
Yes, of course it does. I mean, why wouldn't it?
But I'd say like she was pretty effective in that scene. His wife, I thought, did a good job of being emotional at times. And
until the end, Typhoon, when her like dress blows over her head, you get like a 10-second tracking shot of her
panty
in panties trying to run into a building.
I'm gonna say too, it's like there's some lookers in this movie. Like she's pretty attractive looking. The main woman bad guy for Satan is a looker. Like even when she's made up in old lady makeup, she's pretty nice looking. But yeah, like I was about to say, like his wife had one of the best reactions to getting punched in the face that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Honestly, like that's how I would react to being punched in the face. Probably, she's like taken aback for a second, then she opens her eyes again, then she's like, whoa, dizzy, then falls down.
Yeah. That's the part where the bad guys raid the village and like take his daughter and stuff. She's trying to like stand up to him, and
yeah,
like flats out, like punches her in the mouth.
Yeah, and she, like, I'm like, that looked like it actually might have been real. I don't know. It's like they go for broke in the Philippines with movie making. And yeah, that's a scene where all the henchmen are shooting guys in the face with microwave beams from their hands.
Yeah. The special effects in this are just like one step away from just doing film scratches on the actual film itself.
There were times I thought it was, yeah.
Yeah, like the old Gamera movies.
But what sells it, dude, is like some of these dudes' reactions to these powers, quote unquote. Like the one dude with his cross eyes. Like I'm sure if you look up Killing of Satan, like pictures, that's probably gonna be one of the first images you see. It's like it's from a YouTube video or whatever, but it's a close up of this curly haired dude. Is it the Prince of Magic or is it just one of his henchmen? I'm trying to remember.
One of his henchmen.
Okay, yeah, but it's like just the full-on close-up of this dude's big-ass face. He's got curly, like a Jerry curl going on, but like it's a close-up of his eyes, like cross-eyed, and he's like cross-eyeing the hell out of this scene. And it's, I guess the power is like he knocks people out with his mind by doing that. Because that's what he did to Uncle Ben or whoever that was.
Uncle Ben.
Yeah, there was a dude named Uncle Ben. I'm like, oh, of course, it's got superpowers in this. It's got good and evil fights, but it's got a protagonist who's trying to assume responsibility. Of course, there's going to be an Uncle Ben.
Yeah, you got to have somebody to talk about responsibility. I mean,
but let's see, Prince of Magic. Yeah, we talked about his wonderful wardrobe choice.
One of the parts that I loved was when he boats out to find the body of his uncle, and Lando's in the boat, and the boat stops, and it's going to be a jump scare, but this like gray mangled thing like jumps out and grabs him, and instead of being like, hey, I'm your uncle, and I gave you magic powers, they give him like scary monster voice.
Yeah.
He's like, Orlando, I am your uncle.
Yeah, you're right. It was like a cross between like something out of Zombie and Jason Voorhees at the end of the first Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
Right?
it just seemed odd to me for that part.
But oh so epic. Oh so epic. We mentioned Gandalf. He had a funny voice, so oh man, there's just there's a lot of like just gold in this movie.
We didn't talk about the best special effects part though.
Which one was that one?
Close to the beginning of the film.
Oh,
Lando's having this dream.
The desert.
Yeah, and he's running across this desert, and there's like a quarry where they filmed it, and these rocks start coming down, and I guess it's his uncle or somebody, I don't know, but he's running towards them, and he's like, Lando, watch out, and this rock hits him. and you get like his head is sticking out from like his flattened corpse. It's
yeah, the rest of his body just looks like spaghetti, and then it's just his head sticking out of the ground. But how he gets flattened,
hilarious, but it was at least a little bit effective, I think.
But how he gets flattened too, it's like first off, that boulder, even if you put it in slow motion, you can tell there's no weight or heft to that boulder.
Yeah,
It's the lightest like styrofoam boulder probably that he got. And then the fact that he's like, Lando, watch out. But like Lando's like a mile away from the looks of things. And you can probably see that
hit by the boulder. So,
he runs into the boulder's path. Like he throws himself into this boulder's path for no reason. And then when he gets crushed, it's that kind of comedic, like there's a boulder in the distance and we'll put the actor just a couple of feet ahead of it. So he'll have his hands and legs sticking out comically when he gets smushed. So that was my favorite scene out of the whole movie, was that dream sequence. I think it was the uncle, yeah, because that
brilliance there.
Was that your favorite scene, or was there any other kind of like moment that was just pure gold for you?
It's that one, his uncle's corpse, and the first time you meet Sad Satan.
I know, I was so disappointed. Well, because I'd seen thumbnails of what he looked like here, but I'm like, no, that can't be it. I'm like, at first I was like denying the fact that the tuxedo Satan was going to show up in this movie, but then I was even more let down because all of a sudden I'm like, he's just wearing like sleepers. He's wearing like red sleepers. He doesn't even have gloves, and you can tell his makeup's like half put on and stuff. That's why they probably shot him a lot in shadow. And the pitchfork. It's like, come on. Not in 1983, this is the coolest looking Satan you could afford to make.
If you look at the DVD cover too, I mean, it's got Lando on the bottom and the Prince of Magic in his awesome disco garb. And behind that, you've got like giant buff Satan. And instead, you get this like little skinny dude.
Yeah. And it's just like the false advertising right there.
Yeah.
I will say another scene that's going down. Now it's just become us talking about, remember when this happened? Remember when this happened? Because honestly, it's like, what else can we kind of contribute to this? Like story structure wise, this is very much in line with Joseph Campbell's hero's journey. It's like,
yeah.
Oh man. The scene where the Prince of Magic corners him and multiplies himself into various other villainous characters that have been there throughout the movie. That I guess he played all of those characters, I guess, from the looks of it. So it's Prince of Magic versus Lando. And Lando's able to split himself into multiple Landos. And everyone has like Prince of Magic can't grab the staff because whenever he grabs the staff, he like disintegrates or pops out of existence. He jump cuts out of existence. And they're just shooting lasers at each other for a while. And, each Lando gets his Prince of Magic, equivalent in the end. Then there's one where the dude where Prince of Magic just turns around, and I think he's made up to look like the gangster from earlier. And all Lando does is throw a rock at him, and that's it. Like, just a medium-sized rock. He's like, Prince of Magic, throws it at him, and that's the end of that fight. All this magical special effects wizardry that's going on around you, and the last fight you kind of see, dude just throws a rock. How appropriate. It's like
Dan Brown's version of the X-Men with the ending written by Stephen King. Look, I can do magic, chucks a rock.
Honestly, yeah, this did feel kind of Stephen King-ish at times. It's like, I'm not going to flat out tell you this is Satan until the very end when it clearly is Satan. But everyone's got some kind of magic powers, and we're not going to call them anything you'd be familiar with. We're just going to come up with some kooky name for them.
Yes, Prince of Magic.
Yeah. Oh, man. I don't know. I mean, I could just go on and on about, like, all the horribly glorious stuff that's in this movie. It's on YouTube, several versions of it. There's the undubbed version, and then there's the dub version, both on YouTube. I saw the dub version on YouTube because you can't miss out on that.
But I think that this is like this director's like vision of his magnum opus. Like Fulci had the Beyond, and hold on. Sorry, I got to look up the dude's name now.
Go for it. I'm trying. Yeah.
Pignon,
Mm-hmm.
whose only other movie you would probably have ever heard of was, oh, come on now, Fred Williamson in Blind Rage from 1978, where a bunch of blind people rob a bank.
I need to see that now too.
Come on.
Now I need to. Oh man! Now I need to watch Blind Rage.
But
this dude has some of the best ideas ever.
what gets me about this film is if it was just like, yeah, we're gonna make this movie where all this shit happens and they're gonna all have magic and stuff, I wouldn't like it as much. But it seems like he tried to like throw his heart into this. Like it means something to him. I can't figure out what it is, but like, I mean, the acting, like from what I can tell from the dub version, it isn't bad.
Yeah, that's a like genuine act. There's genuine like performances kind of going on. Like in the very beginning when he's talking to Laura, that's his name, that's his wife's name. When he's talking to her about like, I'm just cleaning my gun, like that. That's actually a pretty good scene. The dialogue is not the best, but the way they're kind of positioned in the scene and the way like she's emoting, the way he's kind of emoting and using the gun to kind of convey that emotion a little bit, it's like that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, and in the cinematography for what it is isn't horrible. It's not like we're just in an abandoned building the whole time with painted up things. I mean, they actually went out and tried to shoot in some interesting places.
Mm-hmm. Like I didn't see any like gaps either. Like there's no like boom mics dropping into shot or anything like that. I don't think there were boom mics, maybe, but like that's the thing. It's like it does look like there was ambition in shooting this, in shooting certain scenes. About the only thing I could pick out when I went to rewatch it was like in the cage of naked girls, there's one extra who's clearly not acting hypnotized. And she's like looking around, like looking for the camera so she can get into the frame and stuff like that. But that's it. That's about it. Everything else is like, pretty. It's got good intentions. Let's put it that way. And yeah, I believe what you're saying. It's like he set out to make this like something special, and I mean, good for him.
So here's a question then: if he really believed in his script and his screenplay, is this how like he understood Christianity?
Well,
cult and Satan and the Prince of Magic, and God shows up as Gandalf and gives people magic sticks. And
Who's to say? I'm not as familiar with how the Filipino culture has gelled with Christianity over time. I was raised Presbyterian and now I'm agnostic, so I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I have a feeling like, I don't know. I want to say it's just the true believer in me who wants to kind of believe that this dude was like, I know I'm going into this making kind of an exploitation, kind of a raunchy or, exploitive flick and whatever. It's got God and the devil in it, sure. But he's like, I don't have to hold to any like theology or any particular like denomination's interpretation.
and if this is a denomination's interpretation, I kind of want to go to their mass.
That has to be the most exciting scripture reading ever.
Yeah, really. And one day the Prince of Magic came and stole the women, but Lando.
Oh my God, Lando, the patron saint of like aluminum walking sticks. And Lando entered the old crone's den and was tempted. Like, I'm like, I get it. There's a shot of like one of the slave dancer girls like biting into an apple seductively. I'm like, I get it.
Symbolism.
I get, like Eve. Yes. Temptation.
But then Lando verily beat them with his walking stick.
I was like, no, that scene especially, I'm like, okay, that was kind of a cool transition. She's turning into a snake. That's kind of neat in a way. Another snake strangling scene, sure. And then the other girl, I'm like, she starts to meow. I'm like, is she a cat? Is she going to turn into? Yep, she turned into a cat. And then the other girl's a dog. And I'm like, cool. We're into manimal territory now. This is awesome.
Well, the dog is on the cover art too, so.
Oh, so spoilers there.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Lando's gonna fight two guys in spandex and a dog.
Can you think of any American equivalent to this?
Ooh.
I'm tempted to say, well, I don't know, Americanness, but I'm tempted to say Manos almost, but
no.
I feel this is way, I don't know. I feel Manos, you kind of have to watch with the riff. This, I feel I got through fine on its own, but like an equivalent of this where it's just batshit.
I don't know. I mean, in theme, you kind of get that. Crap. What was the one movie with the it's recent, the cop who goes into the exorcism thing? Like the devil possessed a girl.
There's a couple of those coming to mind.
Mostly shaky cam. I mean, in theme, it's like that, but not
Deliver Us from Evil.
Yeah,
with Eric Bana. Yeah, because there was an exorcism there, I believe. Yeah. I was going to say,
it's kind of like that because you get the guy with the gun. And he's like, "I'm going to take off." Ooh, End of Days.
I was about to say End of Days. Holy shit! Yes.
There you go.
Dude,
because you got Schwarzenegger like, I put down my guns for God.
Dude, this is what pisses me off. We get a Point Break remake that no one was asking for, but where's my remake of this with Gabriel Byrne as this Satan?
There you go.
This would be the best just bring back Schwarzenegger and have him play Lando, give him a killer mustache and a light up stick, and then Gabriel Byrne dressed up like Satan, like this Satan, and I'm happy with that.
I can even write the trailer voiceover. It's like, when the American devil stops practicing law.
Oh my God. Okay, so here's a project we have. Like Max and I are working on like this comic book idea. You and I, we got to write the script for the remake of The Killing of Satan.
Oh God.
And then we got to pitch it to somebody. Blumhouse, I'm sure, can make it for cheap and turn back some kind of profit.
Send it to Charles Band. There you go.
Oh man. Oh, this I don't know. I wholeheartedly recommend people watch this. How about you?
Oh yeah, I mean, I own a copy of it. I will rewatch this at some point.
How's the is it a DVD then or bootleg or
It's a DVD.
okay? How's quality on that? Because
It's not bad, but it's not the
here,
greatest. It was put out in 2006 by Substance.
here, can you hold it up to the camera? I just put you on camera quick so they can get an idea. Wow, yeah, check out that epic misleading poster.
Oh yeah, and I really like the picture on the back as well.
They used your favorite character. They used Zombie Uncle.
Zombie uncle, Lando, I am your uncle.
Yeah, like I said, there's a couple of versions of this on YouTube. That's where I saw it. You can, and no one's taking them down yet. So good. Keep the gold on there. What I love most?
Like, go ahead and have it.
What I love most is the comments too, because it's like I at least tracked a couple of your yellow Satans, and people just. Oh man,
there's a review on IMDb that somebody titled "Great Mustachioed Fun."
There's an overabundance of really kicking mustaches in this.
I think my favorite though is the one Jerry curled bad guy, because he's kind of chunky and he's got this like giant mustache with a turn down.
Yeah, it's a glorious like curl on that mustache in a way, or glorious like angle on it. Lando's is pretty impressive. His buddy doesn't have one though, so that's why he dies.
Yeah. 7 of 10 on the facial hair in this movie.
Yeah. Just because of him, he kind of brought that. I was kind of disappointed that Satan didn't have a mustache.
Yeah, or the the usual pointy goatee.
Does he have a goatee in that? No, he doesn't. No, I guess
little
not.
tiny Satan does, but I can't tell because he's usually shot in the dark.
Yeah. He's got a nice scraggly hair. He cleans up for fights. We've established. But yeah, this was something else, man. I had a really good time with this. It is very, very riffable. Like I'd recommend watching, like if you put this on like a movie night with friends and have drinks and food and stuff. This would be kind of a fun bad movie night type thing.
You could easily make a drinking game out of it. Like every time somebody says Lando.
Oh, you're dead within the first 10 minutes, dude. Because they at least cut to that prayer scene like 4 or 5 separate times.
Oh, that's right.
And I was wondering, it's like, is that all just one attempt to contact Lando, or are they just trying on 4 separate days to? Like, because the way the dubbing kind of sounds, Lando, your uncle's calls to you, Lando. And then they cut away to show a little bit of Lando and Laura. Then they cut back, Lando, your uncle. Like, they're just like coming back to the same spot every time. Lando, you listening now, Lando?
See, now we have cell phones, but you see, back in the day when you needed somebody to go after Satan, you had to make a cross out of
candles,
candles, and then say their name over and over to make sure that you got a connection.
Yeah. Well, it's all you can do at that point. There's just so much. There's so many scenes just racing through my head right now that
one thing that I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah.
When Lando goes to the island, okay, he's on that like pontoon boat, and he gets out, and then when he goes to find his uncle, his cousin is like, you can take my boat, but it's the same boat.
Well, that's the thing where it's like, okay, writing will help us out here, cover up the budget a little bit.
I guess you can call that a continuity error, but I'm not.
I guess, but who knows? There's maybe a lot of very identical pontoon boats out there. Who knows? Oh man. And I like that what the jump scare kind of amounted to with the uncle's corpse was that this branch or this like knotted piece of tree keeps bumping up against the boat. And Lando's like, huh, reaches in, looks at it, chucks it back. 2 seconds later, it's back at the exact same spot, almost as if they used same shot. And he's like, and he reaches in to pick it up again for some reason, and then that's when Zombie Uncle grabs him. I'm like,
But Zombie Uncle isn't even helpful. I mean, I don't know.
it's like, this is not helping me get a better focus on what I had to do, Uncle. Thanks. But I don't know, man. We could just sit here laughing and talk about everything else, but people just need to see it to believe it.
What's the next movie now?
Yeah. How do we top this? Is it my turn or your turn? Oh no, this was your recommendation.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to think of. Let me take a look really quick here. But in the meantime, you have been listening to McChats here on McGTV, YouTube.com/MikeMcGTV, and thanks again to Dan Baugher from 3 Geeks Network for bringing this gem to my attention.
Not a problem, sir.
Let's see here. Are you in the mood for something genuinely good, or are you in the mood for something again schlocky?
I don't care.
Because I've got a couple. Attack of the Giant Leeches. There's always Plan 9, but I feel everyone kind of touches upon that.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. That's not really a horror movie, but it's I'm sure you could find a copy of it somewhere. Planet of Dinosaurs.
Ooh.
It's got great stop motion animation glory and great polyester jumpsuits. And everyone in the movie, their character is named after the actor they're playing or that's playing them. So that way you don't get confused on set. You just respond to your own name.
When you call them the wrong name.
Yeah, exactly. The Fly, 1986. That's a genuinely like unnerving film.
Goldblum?
Yep, with Goldblum.
Yeah.
And Davis. Troll 2.
Oh God. I think everybody knocks Troll 2.
Yeah. I think everyone's had their fair shot at Troll 2. And like I recommended before, the Loch Ness Horror, but
yeah, I was trying to find that, and I can't.
Yeah, that's the trick too, is to find something that's easily accessible. So, I mean, those are some that I've got right now. What are some? I mean, are any of those accessible for you right now?
Sure. I mean, I could probably find them.
All right.
Let's try Planet of the Dinosaurs.
Planet of Dinosaurs. Okay. Definitely. There should be something around somewhere. Maybe on archive.org. I don't think it's in public domain anymore. It was for a while, and that's when I got it, but
okay.
I'm sure it can be found at some point. It's pretty fun. All right. Will do. So hopefully next time we meet up with Dan, it'll be Planet of Dinosaurs. And
until then, watch The Killing of Satan.
Yes, please watch The Killing of Satan. We need more people to watch this so that we can petition to have this be remade exactly how it is right now. Don't go big budget. Go for, like I said, go for like a Blumhouse. People who do like smaller budget. Get Gabriel Byrne to dress up like this Satan, and I'll be happy.
Well, you could have like Robert De Niro or something, like play the Satan in like the first half, and then get like Schwarzenegger to play him in the second half.
There you go. Yeah, that's right. 2 separate actors who are playing him. Oh no, get De Niro. No, you want to get De Niro for Zombie Uncle.
Oh, okay, yeah.
if we're gonna Americanize this movie, yeah, who should be Lando? You feel in this movie, the American Lando?
Well, I mean, the obvious choice is Lando. Billy D. Williams.
70, 80 some year old Billy D. Williams with a magic stick.
Hell yeah.
Satan, you're yellow Satan.
How about, let's see, Channing Tatum. There you go.
Channing Tatum as Lando, but he's got to have that glorious mustache.
Yes.
I could buy that. You could tell the main actor who was playing Lando was trying his best to suck in his gut.
Yeah, yeah.
He had a bit of a paunch going on. But you wouldn't have that problem with Channing Tatum. He would be a very convincing action hero for the Lord. Yeah, I still stand by Gabriel Byrne as one of the Satans.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe Schwarzenegger as early Satan, maybe. I don't know. Just to get that end of days call. Who should play? Who should play? We said Uncle Robert De Niro would be that.
Yeah.
Who should play the main evil lady, the shapeshifter lady? What was her name even? I can't remember her name. I don't think they ever gave her a name.
I don't know. Asia Argento.
There you go. There you go. Get the Argentos involved in some way.
That's what she does. So
And get Dario to direct this one because they'll be the hit or the miss.
Either way, it'll be horribly enjoyable.
Yes, either way, I'll have a good time at it. I'm sure Dan will too. So please just make this movie for us too. But hopefully more who watch and petition. So that has been McChats here on the Killing of Satan. Thanks so much, Dan. I had fun laughing. And we'll probably catch you next time, hopefully with Planet of Dinosaurs, but stay tuned. And once again, McChats here on McGTV, youtube.com/Mike McGTV. Have a good day.